Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the great city of Boston, Massachusetts on this fantastic St. Patrick's Day with Beer Bash, a co-promotion event between NIEW, Wildfire, Pro Wrestling, and for the first time, Super Pro Championship Wrestling will be throwing their hat into the ring. Our first match starting right away with the big guns, the Beer Bash World Championship between Job Spartacus, Taurus Fire, and Oliver Austin. Taurus Fire has appeared in, I believe, NIEW and Super Pro Championship Wrestling, but is here tonight as a representative of Super Pro Championship Wrestling. Do not forget, Taurus Fire, notable for partaking in that heavyweight Grand Prix. Currently awaiting the finals match. Taurus was eliminated in the first round and then fought his way back in as an alternate to get to the semifinals, only to lose to Yamashita, who is not appearing, who ironically is a Wildfire young lion. You will see a lot of cross-pollination of talent amongst these companies, partially because for a long time Super Pro was on hiatus. A lot of its talent went abroad. Went to NIW, to Wildfire Pro Wrestling in particular, to gain some experience there. And you will have to forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, as I am the regular Super Pro Championship Wrestling commentator. I am not quite as well educated with the other two promotions in this event. I do know who this man is because he's awesome. Because his name's Oliver. That's why. I hope that was obvious. Now, you will notice a very large size discrepancy between Oliver Austin and Taurus Fire. Taurus Fire, 7 feet tall, 400 pounds, easy. Oliver Austin, a lean, I think 200 pounds maybe? Coming in hot. However, as you will soon find, that is not even scratching the surface of size differential in this match. Because the Beer Bash champion still needs to come out. And we wait with great anticipation. There he is, the Beer Bash champion, Job Spartacus. A distant relative, cosplayer, big fan of John Spartacus. Not sure exactly how that relationship works. A few months ago, he beat Mini Dead at Spring Break 2. For that Beer Bash Championship. Now that title has had a few different variations. This one's probably the most official looking. And as you can see, Job Spartacus, not sure what he weighs in at. Probably about a pound. One singular pound. For our Canadian and Japanese friends, it's about 0.5 kilos or less. And you can see on that belt side plates representing both NIEW and Wildfire Pro Wrestling. Super Pro, nowhere to be seen. Possibly, a very strong visual representation of the dynamic we may see throughout this show, as Super Pro is the newcomer. Just at the head position in relation to that top turnbuckle is something amusing. Oliver Awesome right out of the gate with the spinning back elbow, the John Jones elbow. I refuse to call it the Judas effect because Oliver Awesome just did a better one and he barely even hit it. Now trying to work Job into the corner. Job on his way of fighting out gets cut off by Fire. And speaking of which, Fire now guillotining Oliver Awesome on the top rope there. Job Spartacus just tried to punch Taurus Fire in the face and missed because his arms were too short. By God. Awesome has something to contribute conversation-wise as well as through combat. Misses the Insiguri. Taurus Fire, probably a bit of a release for Taurus. His last 3 fights in Super Pro have all been either in that Super Pro Heavyweight Grand Prix or to get entry into that Super Pro Heavyweight Grand Prix. Which means this is the first time in a long time he's not fighting a fellow big boy. The first time in a long time he can feel the full effect of that size advantage. Fire, choking the life out of Oliver Awesome, goes for the cover, and Job Spartacus annoys him into breaking it, which is probably a good sign. Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure Taurus Fire's kneecap is larger than Job Spartacus's head. Taurus a little bit indecisive as to what he wants to go for, or who he wants to go for. Oliver Awesome, for a moment, content to let them just work. Thought he had an opportunity to sneak up behind the big man, but he was wrong. Oh. Stiff right hand, punching down onto the champion. Honestly, if you were to look at these 3 men and you had to pay me money to guess which one of them was the champion, champion's probably the last guy I would pick as he eats a pounce, a running of the bulls. Taurus Fire not able to capitalize as he's immediately attacked from behind by Oliver Awesome. Smart play there. It's a 2 count for Oliver Awesome trying to take advantage of Taurus Fire's hard work. Doesn't quite work out for him, and now he eats a Saito suplex for his troubles. Pin and an immediate kick out. Taurus Fire now just stomping away, and now with that head crank. Now Spartacus breaks it up. A little surprising. Maybe thought Oliver could have passed out in that position, maybe cost him the victory. We don't really know. Or maybe he just really doesn't like Taurus Fire. And now Job Spartacus taking down the big man with big lariatos. What the? Fall of Rome onto Taurus Fire. That's gotta be the most impressive feat of strength I've ever seen in a wrestling match. That dude just slung him with one arm. Like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. And there it is, the Centurion Spear. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. John, that says John Spartacus, but his goddamn name is Job Spartacus. Job Spartacus gets the victory and retains his title against Oliver Awesome. Taurus Fire. Taurus Fire, this is the second opportunity at a title he has lost in as many shows. Losing out the Heavyweight Grand Prix, as I may have often name dropped 17 times or so. So Job Spartacus' position as champion of Beer Bash, of Cerveza Lucha, is secure until whatever next event we have. Not sure what that's going to be. Oh my god, it's like somebody copy and pasted the head onto malformed Chris Evans' body from Captain America 1. You remember that? Jeez. It's unsightly. But it is a champion, regardless of what your opinions and your body negativity might be pushing. Now, for our tag team match, White Lotus versus Patricia Pitbull and Grace Wildman. Now, I'm not sure if this is a title match or an exhibition. Here is White Lotus. Looks like they will be represented today by Andrea and Yuri York. With those classy titles. Those titles that you have seen on CWL programming. And it is true what they say. White Lotus is for the children. Wow, Yuri's pumped up. Yuri's going to town back there. I don't know whose shadow she's boxing, but I think she's winning. Yes, I'm drinking. It's Beer Bash. What? Be false advertisement. Didn't it? Who do we have here but our own Patricia Pitbull? My fingers is individual pistol system overload. Flicks toe to toe, eye to eye, soul to soul. Walk amongst the lords of war, swords of gore. Cause these invisible walls to fall. Mental slavery, schism in the prison corridor. Cold Peter Orator. Since I was a woman. That's a hard woman. The black flag represent the skull and the guns. It's like selling a Mac 11 to a silver. Probably infer Wildman with a lot of mixed martial arts experience. Also championship experience. Her and correction, this is Patricia Pitbull. Patricia Pitbull and Grace Wildman used to be the Wildfire Women's Tag Team Champions before losing them to White Lotus. Perhaps find a bit of redemption. It's the story of the kid who clearly won't know what to say when the love of his life starts to calmly walk away. And it's the story of a little bit of opposites attract with Grace Wildman. Patricia Pitbull, very mixed martial arts heavy, very sports presentation heavy. Grace Wildman, a wrestler's wrestler. Your favorite indie wrestler's favorite indie wrestler. And frequent flyer. Super kicks in. faded right now, but a year ago it was really big.
I'm afraid of everything staying the same or worsening. So what's the point of finding calm? Calm to me is unsettling. Settle down, little K, your bones are shaking in your skin. Go inside and take a breath, though. Nothing more, nothing less. Typical story of the king who had it.
Alright, we start off the match with Yuri York versus Patricia Pitbull. Saw Yuri York shadowboxing earlier. We'll see if it is, if her skill level matches up with the tenacious Pitbull. Immediately goes after the arm out. Strong kick to the sternum. Going full Tito Ortiz with that ground and pound. Blonde hair's not just for show, ladies and gentlemen. And Yuri back up to her feet. And a discus punch, putting her right back down to her back. Five-sided arm breaker. Pitbull again with the grounded pound. This seems to be a war of attrition. At least that's what Pitbull wants. She puts one hell of a hurting on the Wildfire Women's Tag Team Champion Yuri York. Now Yuri York responds with an arm breaker of her own. Sends her into the corner, maybe looking for a double team move here. And my God, it's Invisible Stan with the interference. We're indie darlings now, kids. Speaking of which, Grace Wildman coming in. House of Fire, right? Is that what the phrase is? Yuri York, quick to extinguish it. Stomping it out. Go back to her own corner. Grace Wildman misses wildly with that lariat. And again, I think somebody should tell her that Yuri York is short. It probably solves a lot of problems. You know, as far as the tire is concerned, Wildman might be an honorary member of White Lotus. I mean, granted, you just gotta dress like you went to Hot Topic yesterday for the first time, but, like, still. A double team maneuver here by Pitbull and Wildman. Flapjack. Talk about old school. Round kick to the spine of Yuri York. No, Andrea, pardon me. Now, looks like a cattle mutilation. It's going to put stress on the arms as well as stress on the outer pectoral. When you tear that outer pectoral, all your ability to push, all your ability to punch, it's all hindered. Right now coming in with round kicks of her own. And a scorpion kick. Figure 4 leg breaker. Doesn't seem to affect Patricia much as she pops right back up. But she misses with the Superwoman punch. Wildman trying to help her tag team partner, the ref having none of it. Strict ref here today in Boston. Arm trap DDT. We'll see if that's enough to get the pin. A one count. Trish Pitbull does not go down so easily. Takedown. Those palm strikes, Bass Rutten style. And then into the armbar. Is that enough? Yuri York looked like she was going to interfere and then opted not to. A curious decision. Having faith in the leader of White Lotus to escape on her own merit, as she does. A lot of arm offense in this match. Oof, and a back suplex. Andrea getting fired up. A lot of ground and pound in this match, too. This is a grueling affair, kiddos. Shots to the chest. And a flying clothesline. This sends Patricia reeling into a corner. A neutral corner. Put up into the second turnbuckle and a super kick. She needs to get out of there. Another super kick. She can't possibly stick around for 3, and she does. The third super kick. And Patricia Pitbull finally goes down. Very fast reverse DDT, a bulldog style DDT. Andrea looking for a big move, gets arm dragged for her troubles. More ground and pounds. Patricia goes for that armbar again. Put on the ropes, and Andrea immediately escapes this time. Solid hip toss. Patricia Pitbull seems completely fine with watching Andrea crawl away and tag in her partner. A lot of confidence, and that is unfortunate. That's what you get for being overconfident, kids. But as I say that, Chris Wildman strikes out a little bit on her own. Puts Yuri York down. Buys Patricia Pitbull some time to recover on the outside as the ref continues his count. He's at 2 now. Yuri York retaliates, knocks Wildman to the ground. Pitbull and Wildman getting in each other's way a little bit here. That gut wrench suplex. That'll get the job done. Oof. I shouldn't drink on this stream. I mean, on this commentary of this live broadcast. Whatever, it's beer glass. Oh, and now, inverted triangle. Some people call it a code of silence. Those people are dumb. It's an inverted triangle. And it's a really cool move. Get more credit than it deserves. Yuri York escapes. Forearm to the face of Patricia Pitbull. And a knee to the gut. And a clothesline. Yuri York pulling out all the classics. Super kick. Calling Patricia to her feet. And another. I thought she was going for another super kick. Instead, hits the running knee. Gets the cover 1. Wildman right on top of it. Ducks out before she can eat any retaliation by the members of White Lotus. Catherine Love has not gotten involved in this match at all. Oh, a second running knee execution style to Patricia Pitbull. And a second breakup of the pin by Chris Wildman, but now eats a bulldog facebuster style by Andrea. As Yuri York looks for, again, a third. Count it, 1, 2, 3, a third running knee execution style. And that's got to be it. Yes, it is. White Lotus comes away with the win. I don't think it would. Yuri York laughing in Patricia's face. But laughing in the face of Patricia that she just need off, just completely removed. And now we have White Lotus, the Wildfire Women's Tag Team Champions, standing victorious once again over Patricia Pitbull and Grace Fire. Catherine Love in there celebrating too, because why not? She contributed so much. She helped so much. And she was like supportive and stuff. It was a great time. Also, I think Andrea's wearing Babe Dylan pants. Not sure how to feel about that. I think she stole them. Google where she got them. Now we have NIEW versus Super Pro as Sarah LeBlanc takes on La Asesina. Of course, La Asesina is not Super Pro exclusives. In fact, this is technically her debut for the brand. But out first is the crazy Canadian Sarah LeBlanc. Now, Sarah has a mildly more successful brother that you might have heard of. He might be vying for the Vindication Heavyweight Championship pretty soon. But LeBlanc might be even more vicious than that fabulous Furious Freak. Certainly more unpredictable. Certainly more unrefined. More raw. More brutal, perhaps. We await La Asesina. She's a title around her waist. I believe that is the NIEW Wildfire Pro Wrestling joint title, the Hardcore Championship. La Asesina. I mentioned before there was a lot of cross-pollinating. La Asesina is repping a brand while holding a title for the other two brands that she's supposed to be squaring off against. It's a very confusing time. Very confusing. Now, whenever La Asesina does debut for Super Pro Championship Wrestling, I do believe she will weigh in as a junior middleweight. And we will see the junior middleweight champion in action later tonight against one Kaylyn. The Wildfire. Jesus, and I thought the last match was a little hot topic heavy. Good God. Blank coming in right away with the mandible claw through the mask. I'm not sure how that worked, but it seemed to have. It's a jawbreaker for her troubles. Asesina misses a drop kick. Brainbuster. Round kick to the back. And a knee drop to the face. That ended Bruno Sammartino's title run, Leg kick, kick to the gut. Set arm trap around the neck. Claw slam, I believe. Black now with a jawbreaker of her own. Hits a crossbody. and goes absolutely apeshit with the strikes on the ground before letting her up. LeBlanc possibly having more ideas. Going for a weapon. La Asesina not having it. Attacks her on the outside. Possibly wants a more traditional fight, but maybe not. You can see there as she knocks LeBlanc's head off of the apron. The hardest part of the ring, as you might or may not know. Got that wrist control, and now coming in strong with those kicks. Is he on back? Oh, and attacks the fingers. The small joint manipulation. One of the more concrete differences between this sport of professional wrestling and mixed martial arts is that in this sport, small joint manipulation, while not necessarily encouraged, is not in any way, shape, or form illegal, which it is in MMA. For those who may train in the latter of those two sports, that might be a transition that's hard to adjust to. It's hard to say. Of course, as I'm saying that, Asesina's throwing LeBlanc around like a stuffed bunny. I don't know, is that a weird analogy? She keeps doing it. It's a little disturbing, actually. Yeah, you ever hear of swing dancing? And she just kind of goes nuts. LeBlanc now fighting the way back up. Hits that knee to put La Asesina down. Cut off that momentum. Now lets her get up. Probably an unwise choice considering the sizable size advantage for La Asesina. Might make her a little klutzy though. She misses that front drop kick. Mike sends her into the corner and misses a knee. But avoids another drop kick. I think that's 3 drop kicks that Asesina has whiffed on so far. And LeBlanc does not whiff on that running knee into the corner. Now she strangles Asesina, trying to gain the advantage. And look, any time spent in a match trying to breathe, when you are actively putting effort into breathing, the amount of exhaustion that you get from that effort is unparalleled. And that's why you see a lot of people go for chokes that might not put someone out, but it will keep them down. It will force them to burn a little bit of that gas, trying to keep themselves going. Possibly weaken them from attacks later on in the night. And again, going for that windpipe, trying to inhibit the breathing. Not necessarily cause her to pass out, not necessarily cause her to choke out, but just make her think about it. Now, LeBlanc pulls out that chair, and La Asesina takes it right away from her and hits her with a strong, looks like a rear roundhouse kick to the head. And went for maybe a bicycle pump kick, caught, now gets a couple bitch slaps, a couple punches, cane, Jito. I'm gonna call it a cane. She caned her. Asesina calling for LeBlanc to get up. Oh, coming off the springboard, was not expecting that, but she ate a big right hand for it. 1, 2, no. That was almost the end of the match. And that's what happens when you accelerate into your opponent's best punch. Is the force is doubled, if not more than doubled. Right now, lariat, and you'll never guess it. Oh, super kick. I was expecting another lariat, not gonna lie. I actually didn't guess it. Now I'm embarrassed. LeBlanc goes up to the top rope, calls La Asesina to her feet. See what she has planned here. Comes up in a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. And more rare, a couple of moves of agility from both these women. Of course, LeBlanc was successful in hers, while La Asesina was not successful in hers. Tripped up that what looks like to be a running knee attempt, execution style, similar to Yuri York. But La Asesina cut it off with the toe hold. Kendo stick now straight to the dome. And, you know, it's not elegant. It's not fancy. But hitting somebody really hard in the head with a stick, you know, it's going to get the job done a lot of times. You know, a lot of times you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Both women exchanging strikes and exchanging reversals here outside, brawling to their heart's content. Looks like Asesina was looking for a pile driver or a power bomb there, but actually gets overpowered by LeBlanc, and now she's taken down, and some more strikes are landed. Now, is LeBlanc substantially stronger than she appears to be? Or is Asesina running a little low on gas? Oof, might not be an issue there as she hits that running bicycle pump kick to put LeBlanc right into the dirt, and now bashing her head off of that solid gold ring post. Yes, it's solid gold. No, we didn't spray paint a regular ass ring post. It's all gold. Yeah. That's how we do it, right? LeBlanc continuing her assault on Asesina. Looks for it again. Looks like a mandible claw one more time. Asesina is down. I said one more time, I lied. There's another one. It looks like she's coating her hand in something before she does that. That can't be fun. Oh, sit up. Pile driver. Sarah LeBlanc onto Asesina. Right straight and right forearm, and again with the mandible claw, just over and over and over again. That's torturous, ladies and gentlemen. That is torturous. Let's got her up. Bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slap. Up to Kaylyn again. Totally missed. Asesina regaining control. Puts LeBlanc into the ring post. You're going to need new ring posts by the end of this match. Or at least one new ring post, I mean. Now Asesina wisely putting LeBlanc back into the ring. There's only one place this match can end, and it's in the squared circle. Flipping clothesline by LeBlanc. And a boot to the face. As Asesina tries to recover in the corner, does not get the chance. Let's recover. Gets the ropes for leverage. Almost gets a 3 count onto that. You'd call it a dirty move, but there's no disqualifications. No dirty moves. It's just not how it works. Neckbreaker. Asesina going for a cover of her own. 1, 2. No, LeBlanc kicking out strong. Arm kick to the back. LeBlanc shrugs it off. Oh, spinning wheel kick to the side of the head. Execution style. 1, 2. No, I thought that was it. That was a hard kick, man. It is impressive that LeBlanc kicked out of that. I mean, it's impressive that she even remembers her own name, if she remembers her own name. Maybe the only thing that she can remember right now is survive as she eats an onslaught by Asesina. Now again, with that small joint manipulation, going after those fingers, maybe trying to prevent another infliction of the mandible claw, although I think she was attacking the wrong hand. But hey, man, you know, stick your fingers in my mouth, I'm going to break them off. Ooh, so it goes for the frog splash. LeBlanc gets the knees up, but Asesina with an incredible recovery time. Gets right back on top of her. Throws her to the outside. To the barricade. Not sure if she was looking for something specific or just looking for a nice spot to start pounding away on LeBlanc. Looks like she's trying to knock her all over the arena here. And LeBlanc fights back. It's another sit-out pile driver on the outside, too. That's 2 pile drivers Asesina has eaten. Another right hand. Now Asesina going straight into those. Again, those are solid gold steps. They're not spray painted. No, I will not offer you any proof. Take my word for it. What, do you think we save on money? Why could we ever do that? Nonsense. Nonsense. Asesina throws her into the ring. She's fine. Doesn't quite know what she wants. Looks like she's going to the top rope one more time. See if maybe second time's the charm with that frog splash, perhaps. And it is not, as LeBlanc gets the knees up again. This time, Asesina is still quick to recover, but doesn't recover quite as well. She gets shoved off there by LeBlanc, and LeBlanc throws her down and hits her with a senton. Senton, not an overly complicated maneuver, but when you get to this point of the match, it is the little things. It is just the simplest way. If I can just throw myself at you and it hurts, that's gonna have to be good enough. And Asesina starting to get visibly frustrated with this match in general, I assume. A very just deliberate and methodical roundhouse kick to the head one more time, possibly knocking LeBlanc clean out again. And if that wasn't enough, she just dropped her face first onto the gold steps. Gold steps, totally not steel steps, gold steps. Go-Go Plata, she's got a Go-Go Plata on her now. Some technicality by Asesina. Is she tapping out? I think she tapped out, but it's outside of the ring. Doesn't count. Well, that's not good. That's a bad time. I think you might have just blown your load there. Asesina put a lot of effort into that squeeze and didn't get a victory out of it. It might be a bad thing. If she hit a running super kick after that, it's probably a good move. She takes it right off the apron once more. Asesina needs to get this back into the ring. Presses her right back onto the apron. Throws her inside. This should be it. Go for the pin. Go for the pin. 1, 2, no, and a kick out by LeBlanc. LeBlanc has been most resilient in this match. He's taken a lot of big hits. Keeps on keeping on. But then again, that's true for both of them. Both of them have eaten ungodly amounts of damage. And now, because, this match was too boring, Sarah LeBlanc comes off the top rope with a bionic elbow to the outside. Right-handed. Good God. Here it is again. Another mandible claw. And this time dropping her back of her skull right onto that ladder. The ladder has not played a very large part in this match so far, but that might have been enough to change the momentum. Kick to the stomach. Flying now, not sure what she was going for. Again, the exhaustion set again could not get Asesina up for it. At least not right now. And I mentioned the ladder earlier. Asesina may be looking for a measure of revenge for getting a dome cracked on it. Oh! And that didn't work out as well as she hoped it would, because she got her dome cracked on it again when she went down to that crossbody. So the eye rake goes for the drop kick. Gets pushed away. Asesina picks up the ladder. Goes to hit LeBlanc with it. LeBlanc catches the ladder, but also catches that back elbow. Oh! Like flipping Asesina straight onto that ladder again. Arm drag now. Both women seem to be on even planes. No. Execution style. Wheel kick by La Asesina. 1, 2, 3. La Asesina comes away with the victory. She is your hardcore champion for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. And I suppose technically, you could say that Super Pro comes away with its first victory tonight here at Beer Bash. Although, La Asesina's kind of all three, so take that how you will. Asesina standing tall after a brutal, hard-fought match with veteran Sarah LeBlanc. And those eyes tell the story of a warrior, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, next up on the docket is La Cosa Nostra versus the Misfits. La Cosa Nostra, of course, their home base being Super Pro Championship Wrestling. And they have elected to enter separately tonight. Somewhat surprising, considering they've had 2 tag matches so far in 4 Super Pro events, and in both came out together. Could this be a sign of splintering? Distrust? Or maybe they just wanted to take up twice the TV time with their entrances. Because they're kind of dicks like that. Of course, out first is Ramel Diaz. I believe he's a super middleweight. Yes. Ramel Diaz is a super middleweight. Meaning he weighs in at above 200 pounds, but below 225 pounds. He is the de facto #1 contender for the vacant Super Pro Super Middleweight Championship. And here is his tag team partner Jose Fernandez El Jefe, challenged for the middleweight championship in Super Pro back at Super Pro 3, failed in a defeat to Hiro Ramirez, which frankly a defeat to Hiro Ramirez is barely a defeat at all. The man is so decorated, not only in Super Pro but also Wildfire, former Wildfire World Champion. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later when he shows up. But the important thing to know about El Jefe is that he's actually been pinned twice in a row. I lost that title match, as aforementioned, in Super Pro 3, but also got pinned by a Scorpion Murado, an unlikely enemy, at Super Pro 4 in a tag match when La Cosa Nostra took on former Wildfire tag team champions. Murado y Dorado. And now they await their stiff competition as the Misfits make their way out to the ring. Misfits, of course, are Blacklist tag team champions, former CWL tag team champions, storied men with storied careers. But the real story here in this match is that Michael Young has been living a double life. Up until recently, we believed that one of the finalists in the Super Pro Heavyweight Tournament was a man known as Miguel Joven, a luchador hailing from parts unknown. But after earning his way into the finals match, he decided to unmask and revealed himself as the veteran Michael Young. Now this has caused a little bit of controversy. A, because it is a bit taboo for a luchador to so, I want to say brazenly, remove his mask. And also because it sort of changes the narrative. See, Miguel Hoven was an unknown. Michael Young is a veteran. It changes the entire dynamic of that finals match. But I will continue this discussion in Super Pro 5. But for now, let's focus on the Blacklist Tag Team Champions versus the most established tag team in Super Pro Championship Wrestling, because we don't actually have a Tag Team Championship. At least not anymore. We used to, the old version. Again, I'll get into that later too. Harris with a pop-up right hand, showing no respect for Ramel Diaz. Harris is also the YouTube champion in CWL. So a lot of gold circulating among these men. And La Cosa Nostra probably feels like they're being left out a little bit. And that might be part of their motivation going into this match. Getting some wins over some champions. Brawling on the outside now. And maybe not the best place to be. Harris is a self-professed hardcore style wrestler. Feels very at home outside. Not super successful in hardcore matches, with the exception of one. In the second Iron Tables match in CWL, he lost the first one by like 6 points. But he won the second one in order to win his YouTube championship. It's absurd. Absurd, I tell you. They're at a 9 count now. Apparently, your bash counts go higher than 10. I'm not sure what they are, to be fair. They gave me a pamphlet when I got here, and I didn't read it because it's beer bash. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, why would I? No. Like, no. Harris rolls Diaz into the ring. Diaz was looking to get to Fernandez there. Cut off before he could even think about it. Arms pulled back and stomped back down face first into the mat. No way to protect himself. Diaz now going for that knee of Harris. Sit out. Pile driver from Harris onto Ramel Diaz. And Ramel, with that big title fight of his coming up, getting a pin here, or rather eating a pin here, would be very, very dire. And the same could be said for Michael Young. Michael Young possibly is in the biggest title match of CWL's young history, Super Pro Championship Wrestling's young history. But if the pressure is getting to him, he's not showing it as he shows off with that monstrous military press. Has the crossface. Not the crossface, the camel clutch. Across the face. Diaz now retaliating. Coming back. These men look close to the same size. Michael Young fights 2 weight divisions higher than Ramel Diaz does. And I think that adds to some of the absurdity of his heavyweight Grand Prix run. Now Fernandez coming into the ring. Leg and a DDT onto the leg. That'll send a jolt straight up all the nerves in your leg. Half and half suplex drops him straight on his head. And party in the front, business in the back. Puts him into his corner. The patented head bash into the top turnbuckle. There's always 10 of them. It's never 11. It's never 9. 12 is right out. Fernandez hopefully looking to go for that leg again. Gets kicked off and then eats a lariat for his troubles. Elevated DDT and or brainbuster depending on your preference. It's a DDT though. Arm drag, reversal from Fernandez. Fernandez looking for something dynamic. Hurricane Rana head driver. Straight into the mat. Drop toe hold. STF. Young powers out, breaking the grip, hitting that back elbow, stunning Fernandez, pushing him back. Fernandez throws Young into the corner. Thought he was making a tag, but I guess not. Oh! Rolling elbow. It's like a pounce, but instead of getting hit by a Mack truck, you're getting hit by a Maserati going 250 miles an hour. Fernandez taking a moment to take out Harris and possibly giving Young too much time to recover as Young looks for something big in retaliation. German suplex. And a painmaker. Is that enough to put Fernandez out of his misery? 1, 2. No, Fernandez kicks out. It will not be so easily to defeat the former middleweight title contender. Trust me, if there's any man in the world that does not want to get pinned a third time in a row, it is Jose Fernandez. Fernandez now dragging Young back to his own corner so he can tag in Ramel Diaz with little chance of Young escaping to his own tag partner. And that is called psychology, kiddos. That is smart wrestling. Cutting off the ring. I'd like to see Ramel Diaz actually take control from the other side so that Michael Young's back is to the enemy corner. And a super kick by Ramel Diaz puts Michael Young down on the mat. He goes up top. Now frog splash. Gets all of it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. No, it's broken up by Harris. Harris eats a reverse DDT for his troubles. He is now a little, gotta say he's a little cross. Talking some trash to Michael Young from the corner, and now talking to him from the apron. Goes up. Oh, looks for a flying forearm. A forearm phenomenal, if you will. Misses. And eats an arm breaker. A kneeling arm breaker for his troubles. Possibly to dissuade him from trying such tactics in the future. Kick up. Either a kick out or a break up of the pin. Hard to tell. Very close together. Oh, tossing him away. Bag of rice or something. I don't know. I mentioned earlier that Taurus Fire must be relieved fighting people who aren't heavyweights. I imagine that double for Michael Young right now as he is, for once, not really at a size disadvantage. He's usually at a size disadvantage when fighting guys from Super Pro. Rolls out away from Jose Fernandez. Gets him with that exploder suplex. Inverted. Lifting inverted DDT? I don't know. And a senton by Michael Young. Back to basics. He hits it again. Possibly because he knows I didn't know how to call it. He tags in his partner Harris. Harris has been on that apron for a while now, probably feeling pretty fresh, probably feeling pretty spry. Doesn't stop him from getting his leg taken out from under him. Fernandez taunting a lot for a guy that just got his ass beat by Michael Young for a while. A straightjacket DDT. Putting Fernandez in his place. Some kicks to the face, too, because why not? Oof, grizzly backslide driver by Harris, but Fernandez is right back up. Possibly looking for a tag. No, Harris gets out of his, tries to get out of the corner before he can effect a tag team maneuver. Smartly fights out a second time, goes for the knee in his own corner, misses, eats turnbuckle to the shin. Fernandez trying to take it to his own corner again. Doesn't quite make it there before he slings him down and puts him in that shin lock. See, this is good here because Fernandez has put himself between Harris and his tag team partner. Harris knows this, battles out, tries to change the angle. And watch that, as he does with that cravat suplex. Throws Fernandez into his own corner. So now all Harris needs to do if he gets in trouble is back up. But he's in trouble now and he can't back up. He can't back up as he gets into the Boston Crab. And he powers out. Not sure what he's going for here. Fernandez just kind of bumped into him. Maybe left a little bit weary by all the offense. Harris goes for another jumping knee, misses. It's a head scissor takedown for his troubles. Avoids the jab, responds with a big overhand right. Some jabs of his own. A little bit of choking. Want to make the draw big and strong. Gets him up. A pile driver. A gotch style pile driver by Jose Fernandez onto Harris. As if that guy hasn't had enough brain issues anyway. Hey, don't hit him too hard, you might turn him into shitty Vampiro. Or Lucha Underground Vampiro, not the other one. Whatever. Fernandez seemed fine letting Harris sit in his corner. Pump handle driver, 1-2. Almost a 3 count. Harris barely getting the shoulder up. Fernandez attacking the arm, targeting the arm. Maybe hoping to weaken the kickouts if he comes up from the shoulder side. Maybe not the best strategy. Knocks him to the outside, goes to the top rope, calls him up. Not sure if Harris heard that or if he just automatically starts standing up. And a diving Hurricane Rana to the outside. Onto that padded pavement. And a super kick. Backbreaker, Russian leg sweep. Guys battling back and forth here on that entrance ramp. Push him into the ring. Mel Diaz desperately looking for his partner to tag him in. But Fernandez wants to do it himself with that big rainbow cutter. Taunting pulls Harris to his feet. Now just going at him. But it backfires as he goes for a kick to the gut and gets swept. Now Harris has him in a modified head and arm choke here. This could be it. This could be enough. Fernandez is struggling. He gets out. He elbows his way out. Blunt force trauma to the face. Gets him up into the fireman's carry and a go to sleep. That might be it for Fernandez. 1, 2, no. Ramel Diaz in there to save his tag team partner, and the ref is down. Of course, the ref is down. Harris looking for another big maneuver there. Gets caught out of it. And Fernandez goes for the STF, but the ref is still down. He's stirring now. Could that be enough? Now he lets it go. Possibly not realizing that the ref had recovered. He lets it go. And that one, a proper backslide driver. Harris taunts Fernandez. Again, desperately tries to get to his own partner. Just can't get there. Face buster by Harris. And a round kick to the chest, putting the lighter man into the dirt. Here we have it again. Harris goes for the cover. Mel Diaz opting not to save his partner this time. Maybe just wanting to end it. Maybe just wanting to put him out of his misery. Just stay down, man. Just stay down. Or maybe just too goddamn tired. Now, Jose Fernandez has been pinned 3 times in a row. Now, 2 of those times are by sitting champions. But I don't know if that's a good enough excuse for the Cosa and Nostra. By the way, Harris is YouTube champion. I don't know if you might notice that on his shirt. It's kind of a big secret. He doesn't like telling the secret. And the Misfits victorious here tonight. Now as our Wildfire Women's Champion Kaylyn takes on Super Pro Championship Wrestling's Junior Middleweight Champion Lex Elkins. Kaylyn, I believe, very recently won that belt from Selena Adams, who was sort of known as the top gaijin of Wildfire Pro Wrestling. Is that true now? I do not know. This match should be substantially more traditional than our previous one. Although Lex Elkins is a little bit hostile, so we'll have to see how that goes. Here she comes, barreling down the ramp. Lex Elkins won that title back at Super Pro 1, the very first episode of the Super Pro relaunch with the new format, with the new division system. As of right now, she's the longest reigning champion in modern Super Pro history. But this is her first time coming out with that belt. She had not been booked up until now. And this will be her first match as champion. And we will see if she still has the hunger that she did when she was chasing that belt down. Women engage quickly in the middle of the ring. And Elkins immediately showing She's the champion of the heavier of the two women's weight classes in Super Pro Championship Wrestling as she tosses Kaylyn over her head like a bag of potatoes. Side headlock. Kaylyn looks to turn it into an Irish whip for St. Patrick's Day. Hits her with a Pele kick. Knee drop onto the shin of Lex Elkins. Trying to take away maybe some of that base. Maybe trying to slow down that spear that Elkins throws out. Any of these things could be possible. Elkins spins out. Judo toss. Classic. K-L-A-S-S-I-C. Classic. That was that cable crutch. Did not have complete control. Putting the knee on the back does increase damage, but you saw there it was substantially easier to escape from. Kaylyn looking for a springboard DDT, I think. Gets shoved away by Lex Elkins. Pump handle front slam. Kaylyn kicks out immediately. Both of these women tough as nails. That's how you get to be successful at the highest levels of the sport and of these companies. Elkins, though, seems to have a bit more of a mean streak. Again, a kick out at one for Kaylyn. Saito suplex by Lex Elkins onto Kaylyn. Once again, setting a tone. I have power, I have tenacity, and I will use them indiscriminately. Kaylyn neck first up into that bottom rope. German. Oh, we know what this is. This is Suplex City. Get it? Suplex. Suplex City, because her name is Lex. It's very clever. It's to be fair, you have to have a very high Q to understand Lex Elkins' name-based puns. You know, it's not fair. Looking to start a fist fight on the outside. Maybe regretting it as Kaylyn comes in hot. LeBlanc kicks in that knee to the face. Calling for Lex to stand up. For another springboard remover. Oh, he springs a slingshot spear. Puts down Lex Elkins. And now, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Kaylyn going up top. Elkins begins crawling away. She gets out of the way of the elbow drop. Puts her up. A suplex pile driver. 1, 2, no. Kaylyn kicks out at the last second. Hard to fathom, really. Versus fortunes. Gains control. Puts Lex up on that top turnbuckle. Big here. Oh, he sunset flip. 1. No. I honestly thought she might have surprised her there and gotten the win. But either way, damaging technique. Lex Elkins in trouble. Kaylyn going for that missile dropkick. Misses. Elkins puts her up for a powerbomb. Holds her there. Holds her there. Holds her there. What's she thinking? And Kaylyn manages to fight out of it. Not sure what the logic was behind that. It's like a gun stun into a dragon sleeper variation. And Lex Elkins taps out. That's it. That's the end of it. Kaylyn comes away with the victory. Wildfire Pro Women's Champion. Kaylyn proves a little bit, gets a little bit of bragging rights up over on Super Pro. Hard-fought battle between the two women's champions. Kaylyn, despite the amount of offense she took, coming out seems no worse for wear. Now we have a triple threat tag team match between Ryan Quinn. Honestly, I'll have to say it as they come out because it's a lot of people, man. This will be our main event of this evening. Alright, and out first is the NIEW Intercontinental Champion, Brett Willis. Now, each of these teams will be comprised by, not tag teams, but two individual singles champions. Which I'm sure you may have been able to guess by the appearance of Brett Willis. NIEW Heavyweight Champion, Ryan Quinn. Somewhat ironic turn of phrase, considering one of the companies that these two men will be facing off against in Super Pro is very big on segregating weight classes. Ryan Quinn is openly recognized not as a heavyweight champion, but as an everyweight champion. Which is also kind of a strange thing. It's usually referred to as an open weight bout or championship, similar to the way that the CWL treats its floating women's championship. But regardless, Ryan Quinn, again, CWL veteran as well, former world champion there. And we will see if Quinn and Willis have good chemistry as a tag team. Now this is a tornado tag, so obviously no cutting off the ring and frequent tags and a lot of things that takes a lot of time to master in tag division. This will be a little bit more chaos, a little bit more of a brawl. We may see that favors the somewhat eclectic teaming of these men. Speaking of Super Pro's weight divisions, here comes the latest Super Pro champion to be crowned. No, that's incorrect. The latest men's Super Pro champion to be crowned. There he is with the Super Pro middleweight championship. He is Hero Ramirez. Now, Hero Ramirez representing Super Pro in this match is not just because he holds that title. Hero Ramirez is the son of one Alberto Ramirez Jr., one ARJ, who back in the late 90s founded the original iteration of Super Pro. He was Super Pro's first world champion before it had the weight class system that it does now. Hero Ramirez carried on that tradition during the final years of the previous iteration of Super Pro, and is now carrying on that tradition as the new Super Pro middleweight world champion. He is not the only man on this tag team with a story to tell. The history of Super Pro is not defined by one singular champion. Of course, Hero Ramirez is also a former Wildfire Pro champion. He beat fucking Kenta to win that title. Here would be familiar Wolf's Howl. Suarez Jr., Super Pro Cruiserweight champion. Now, Juarez Jr., as you may have guessed, son of Juarez. Juarez was Alberto Ramirez Jr.'s biggest rival in the early years of Super Pro. And then sometime towards the late 2000s, when Alberto Ramirez Jr. retired, it was Juarez who took over as the president, CEO of the company. And it was under Juarez's watch that the company kind of went down the drain, went bankrupt. It had to be bought out by El Pistolero and reformed into this multiple division state. As such, you gotta think Juarez Jr. has a bit of a chip on his shoulder, being the son of the man that killed the company, versus Hero Ramirez, the son of the man who built the company. But aside from all that, they have to put their differences off to the side to fight these men. First out is the feudal champion, Katsuyori Kobayashi. Feudal title, a reference to feudal era and roaming warriors, shogun, samurai, ronin. But it's also another reference to territory. Here is a deathmatch specialist. He is teaming tonight with the Wildfire World Champion, one Wesley White. Title it cost his waist. There's not much complicated to say with the Wildfire Pro Wrestling World Champion Wesley White. You'll have to forgive my silence. He is a simple man. He's here for violence in the pursuit of it. Has led him to become world champion and a representative of the company known as Wild. And they are off to the races. Everything is going to shit. Right. Moonsault hits Brett Willis. Here Ramirez going after Wesley White for time. Jumps up onto his shoulders. Gets kicked out from under it. Willis driven into the corner with a clothesline. Katsuyori gets hit. Hung up on the ropes. Juarez Jr. eats a big knee. Round kick misses from Brett Willis to the back of Hero Ramirez. Falling dropkick by Juarez Jr. on Wesley White. Enziguri by Hero Ramirez. And now both Super Pro champions standing tall in the ring. I spoke too soon. So Wesley White comes in with that jumping knee strike straight to Juarez Jr. Juarez not fast to forgive with that back suplex and a tilt-a-whirl DDT by Hero Ramirez. And another flying knee. Wesley White, fan of the maneuver. Lion Salt lands flush by Juarez Jr. Katsuyori and Ryan Quinn rejoining the match, rejoining the fight. Both Wesley White and Hero Ramirez taking a moment. There's one going after White. To the outside. Goes to knock him off. Fortune's turn. White knocks down Ramirez. Juarez goes for the save and misses. Goes again. Finally manages to get White off of Ramirez. As Ramirez refocuses onto Brett Willis. While Ryan Quinn and Katsuyori continue to battle it out. Continued chaos in the ring. Brett Willis hits single foot face buster into Juarez Jr. Ryan Quinn. Big move on to Wesley White. Wesley White hooked up the rope, got a kick out of it immediately. Katsuyori with lariat from behind on Juarez Jr. Puts him up in the fireman's position. Airway crash. Ramirez breaks up that submission attempt. Driver. Ryan Quinn here gets Hero Ramirez up into a brainbuster. Brett Willis and Juarez Jr. both recovering outside. One. Brett Willis breaks up the pin, saving the Super Pro competitor in the interest of preserving a victory possible for NIEW. Wesley White and Hero Ramirez both attacking Brett Willis there for a moment. Juarez Jr. back up to his feet. Straight for Katsuyori. Gets him up. Crucifix powerbomb. Looks like a rope break was achieved there. White with the arm breaker. Coming in with that strong combination. Kickboxing style. Here Ramirez with the lariat. Katsuyori drives his knees into Juarez Jr.'s face in the corner. Willis now going after here Ramirez. Katsuyori goes for the leverage pin, gets broken up by Ryan Quinn. As here Ramirez eats a big lariat from Wesley White. It is absolute pandemonium here, ladies and gentlemen. Now Ryan Quinn goes for the leverage pin from Juarez Jr. And Seguri, Ryan Quinn onto Hero Ramirez. Come back. A strong DDT onto the Wildfire World Champion by the NIEW Heavyweight Champion. Gets him up into that driver. Brett Willis maybe looking for something on Juarez Jr. there, misses it. Juarez gets him up into the air raid crash. Goes for the cover, immediately broken up by Ryan Quinn. Now here Ramirez is in the ring. Juarez Jr. looks like he was looking for something big there, but he didn't get the chance to get it off before he was interrupted by Ryan Quinn. Tries it again, gets reversed by Brett Willis. Here Ramirez with a big lariat onto Wesley White. Shoulder tackle by Wesley. Ryan Quinn goes for the super kick, gets caught. Gets an elbow to the knee for his favor. Super kick. Kick to the arm. Knee to the back. Working over Katsuyori with his arm. Wrist-controlled monkey flip. Here Ramirez. But here Ramirez shifts attention. Ryan Quinn gets interrupted by Katsuyori. Frankensteiner. Goes for the cover. Does not get much of it there before it's interrupted. Juarez Jr. goes up, defies laws of space-time. Arm drag. Katsuyori has to roll out to rethink how physics works. There Ramirez going up to the top rope. That cover on Juarez Jr. might have gone through. It had to keep Hero Ramirez from hitting his patented Phoenix Splash onto Ryan Quinn, so he could break up that pin. Hurricane Rana into a pin. Brett Willis breaks it up. Here Ramirez and Ryan Quinn fighting outside still. Pop-up European uppercut by Katsuyori. Wildfire boys looking dominant in the ring right now. So White spiking DDT. And a spear by Katsuyori. 1, 2. No, Juarez Jr. kicks out. Still a little bit of fight left. And he eats a strong kickboxing combination for his troubles. be full Nelson Uranagi. Actually, White going for a submission there. It's a chaotic match. It's hard to get those locked in long enough to get a tap. And so many people are aware of what you're trying to do. And again, it's hard to get a 3 count when so many people are aware of what you're trying to do. Butterfly, Gutbuster. Katsuyori there caught him with the code breaker. Pin gets broken up. Broken up both by Ryan Quinn and Taurus Jr. Knee to the face. Enziguri knocks Hiro Ramirez to the outside. Arm drag. Knee to the face. And an arm breaker by Juarez Jr. Back suplex by Wesley White. Kick to the face. Go for something big. Boots him up. Brings him down with the neck breaker. Here Ramirez escapes from submission. Eats a coat breaker for his troubles. A lung blower. Set the world DDT by Wesley White. Not enough for the victory. Flatline. And a curb stomp by Juarez Jr. Not sure what he was going for, but he's a DDT from Katsuyori instead. In similar fashion, Destino by Ryan Quinn. And again, Juarez Jr. interrupted, this time by Brett Willis. He gets him up. Air raid crash. One, two. Brett Willis damn near ate the pin there. Got a kick out at the last second. Gary Ramirez back to his feet as Ryan Quinn rolls out. Frankensteiner onto Wesley White. Attacking the gut. Feeds him right to Katsuyori. Brainbuster. Katsuyori. So White goes for the cover, but Willis breaks it up. Capture suplex by Bro Willis. One Wildfire, one NIEW, one Super Pro fighter in the ring. I think the advantage goes to whoever's teammate recovers first. Here Ramirez going up to the top rope, not sure what he's looking for. Neither is he as he breaks up the pin. Whereas Jr. and Ryan Quinn both entering the ring at the same time. Oh, prevents Quinn. Puts the ref down. Whereas Jr. puts the ref down to prevent anybody else from getting a pin or submission and all of this chaos. Smart move. Second generation wrestler. It's a butterfly lung blow for his troubles. What's that spiking DDT? Armbreaker by Will Ramirez as Brett Willis breaks up. Pin attempt. Heel kick by Katsuyori off of that catching. Phoenix splash onto Brett Willis. Drop down, drop kick. Nobody else in the ring. This could be it. 1, 2. No, Brett Willis. Kicking out again. Okay, Ramirez hits that sunset flip power bomb. Throws him into the table. Wesley White gets a camel clutch in on Juarez Jr., but Ryan Quinn quick to interrupt with a somersaulting kick. And that butterfly lung blower one more time. He's looking for a spiking DDT again. Juarez Jr. eating a lot of damage right now. Recover. One. And there's Brett Willis to break it up. Frankenstein. And that is the danger of these multi-man matches. You never know who's exactly behind you, who's coming up. Capture DDT. Now Juarez Jr. goes for the pin off of Hero Ramirez's move. 1, 2, 3. As Team Super Pro, the team of the Super Pro Middleweight Champion and the Super Pro Cruiserweight Champion, Hero Ramirez and Juarez Jr. respectively, comes away with the victory tonight in our final match of the evening. A little bit of one-upsmanship there at the very end, a little bit of a jab. As Juarez Jr. securing the pin off of his teammate's move. More than one family with a history in Super Pro, and it's not the friendliest history in the world. But a victory is a victory, and I think both men can appreciate that, and both men can appreciate the significance of this victory here at the climactic battle of Beer Bash here in Boston on this wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. I have been your commentator, Mark Spencer. I will see you next time.